Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, my ego don't come, oh, my people make we shout, oh, my ego don't come, oh, my ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, my ego don't come, oh, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, oh, this one not the off in mind, my ego don't come, oh, and in the touchlight every corner, my ego don't come, oh, okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, my ego don't come. Oh, my people make we shout. Oh, my ego don't come. Oh, my ego don't come, man of the masses. Oh, my ego don't come. Oh, my ego diary politico. My ego don't come. Oh, this one not they off in mind. My ego don't come. Oh, person where they do even no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh my yegun don't come. Oh my people make you shout. Oh my yegun don't come.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo dodo. Mayegun diary.
No be obituary you dey see for screen oh. It is a birthday greetings from Fubara to Wike. No be obituary oh.
Mayegun ti de o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun diary, na him be number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, na him be.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun diary, na him be number one. Bó bá ṣe àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, na him be number one.
Sorry for starting late.
Wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Somebody just said there that you started late or you are late.
Mayegun diary.
I apologize.
Politico.
Please share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them Mayegun today o.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Mayegun diary, na him be number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun diary, na him be number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ra kì í. Mayegun ti dé.
Mo ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé.
Read the caption of this broadcast. Read the description as well. Settle down, relax, but share the broadcast, like the broadcast. All we are going to talk about tonight is right there in the description. Take a moment.
Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ra kì í. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn láti níjó ìgbádìyẹ
Were Wike
àní ẹ̀sùn láti
versus Fubara.
lárúfin o.
Their fight has taken a new turn. House of Assembly, a complex there. Well, part of the House of Assembly of Rivers State got demolished this morning. Do you know why?
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti òkúra olóṣèlú.
What's going on? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Máyégún ti dé.
Mo ti dé o. So, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live. Someone said, you can see an anonymous, that Nigeria should be on Netflix, a series that will never end. But if it was just series about things to entertain you and doesn't actually involve lives, I could subscribe to that. The drama, the greed, the selfishness, self-centeredness of the political class of Nigeria can only be, well, imagined, because a lot of you actually knows them very well. Then the lack of responsibility, because like I said, I have said this many times too, Nigeria politicians are one of the luckiest politicians on the surface of the earth. In a place where they are never held responsible at all, rather rewarded for all of the bad behaviors, even the ones that cost lives. So they brag about it. In fact, the citizens themselves are conditioned in such a way that when scenarios like this are happening, they take sides, they begin to share them on. Who is going to win who? Unfortunately, these are the same victims of these unscrupulous criminals that you parade as your leaders, political leaders in Nigeria. Were Wike, a country like Nigeria can only produce a character like Were Wike. And a lawless country like Nigeria can always shield somebody like that. However, it's also a product of a system, right, that rewards bad behavior anyway, right? So the for those who have been following the breakbats between Were Wike and his former co-traveler, his former accountant general of Rivers State, Fubara. Yesterday, we saw, well, 2 days ago, we saw 27 House of Assembly members of Rivers State publicly decamped to APC, Egbekegbe, and to some, Fubara's days are numbered. And to others, well, that is completely up to him. Okay? If they want to use any crooked means to get him out because he's no longer fulfilling the promises he made there to his godfather, right? He could as well go on the broke too. But what I didn't expect actually was to wake up this morning and saw some bulldozers demolishing the part of the State House of Assembly, shutting down the entire legislative arm of the state. That is his own way of fighting back. Like I told you, the citizens themselves who are conditioned, okay, to enjoy the drama while they watch their own common patrimony frittered and wasted by these criminals. I mean, it's fun to watch, isn't it? Because you are conditioned to. However, demolishing a part of the State House of Assembly, they said that was tactical. Really? Yes, it was tactical. Remember, they bombed it the moment their fight broke. Think about it, 3 weeks ago, was it? So they bombed a part of the assembly, okay, burnt it down and all that. But none of them claimed responsibility. The police didn't give any report on what really happened inside that place. Everybody knows what happened. Oh, it is River State politics. Their politics is always very tough. Okay. Then 27 House of Assembly members decamped with the intention of removing a governor. And that could be coordinated. We've discussed that. One of them had to quickly rush back. So Fubara is now left with 5 House of Assembly members, plus the one that returned, making them 6. How could 6 stand and defend Fubara against 26? Well, they have their tactical way of doing it too, if the price is right. So the 6 suspended, the 6 declared the seat of the 26 vacant according to their law. The moment you leave your party and decamp to another party, okay, you will vacate your seat. That's what they said. So they no longer matter in the scheme of things. Even if they are 126, they no longer matter. But that is the position of Fubara's part. The part of the Wike case, just like we saw the Wike part yesterday, we are seeing that of Fubara today. Tomorrow is another day. But as it stands, it is pretty much like the intervention of Tinubu. You remember when they said Tinubu saw both of them inside the asshole rock and told them to sheath their sword, blah, blah, blah. Wike came back to say, no, I didn't have any deal with Fubara. Okay, Tinubu only sent us on an errand, and I could not disobey Tinubu's errand. That was why you saw him and Fubara together. The battle line has been drawn on the sand, and as it is, let the last man standing, okay, be declared winner. At what costs? That is what we are about to find out. So Fubara woke up this morning. You know, when your House of Assembly, when you have no mace, when you cannot sit inside the House of Assembly, that means whatever you do is just like a village meeting. They are not binding. So today, while they were demolishing that part of the House of Assembly that they built with public fund, and they are going to rebuild with another public fund, but as they said, it is tactical move to save himself from these guys coming on, right? But when they met today, Fubara has now moved the State House of Assembly sittings straight to the government house. So if you know that you are elected as House of Assembly members in River State, if you are not appearing in any sitting at the government house, you are just doing your own Kegite meetings. Continue to listen to this violation from both sides now, as they are kind of moving mad, okay? So Fubara needed to present the 2024 budget to the House of Assembly, his own first budget, supposedly, as governor. Now, he's not going to have the opportunity with Wike's plot. But he's not going to deny himself the same opportunity because of Wike's madness as well. So, madness versus madness. Let's see who actually going to outlast one another. That's the point now, right? So, the new speaker who got an ex parte order from a court yesterday, okay? An ex parte order that declared him as the speaker. And the speaker and deputy speaker with Wike are declared, are told not to parade themselves as such anymore. So the one that the ex parte order has confirmed as speaker convened the sitting today, of course, with other 5 members. And their business of the day were clearly outlined for them. Number one, you will sit as speaker. Don't worry about the crowd, Don't worry about the scantiness of will bring crowd that will fill the place up. At least House of Assembly is for the people, Abi. So normally, if I want to present a budget, I will invite people from all over the states to come and witness the budget presentation, Abi. See, Unabi 6, Abi, don't worry. There is a special hall for you where you can conduct your business. They have the maze, the original maze of their house, Abi. So their business of the day were clearly outlined for them. One, you are going to declare vacant all of the 26 seats of those members that joined Wike. They are no longer, and that now you will now communicate that resolution to INEC. The INEC should conduct a fresh election into those seats. So as it stands now, that's exactly what they did today. The second part, presentation of the budget. Okay? Normally when you present budget of a state, they must be coming from the ministries, parastatals like that, or what do you call them? Ministry, agencies, departments rather than parastatal, departments, ministries, agencies. So they are to come and defend their budget in front of the House members. If there was none of this happening, if these two former business associates did not decide to go against their deals, by now, the ministries would have all started coming to defend the budget they were presenting. Then the House will discuss and debate it, and then they will pass it. Baba, Fubara presented the budget today. I think it's over 1 trillion naira budget. They passed it today. So 2024 budget for Rivers State has been passed. According to them, leave all this drama. The business of government continues. You can give it any other description you want or definition you want. That is the jungle like Ijaw. Like I said, some of you are enjoying it because Wike must be shown. Somebody must put him in his place. Then some others are like, Fubara is ungrateful. How can he be so ungrateful too? So you are both kind of on either side now, looking for who to win, but you are not actually looking at the costs and some of illegality that are going into it. As long as your favorite is kind of leading. I don't know the score now, right? But for today alone, the actions of Fubara today alone, even me can begin to tell you that somebody like that, we have seen Wike for long. But you see somebody like Fubara that Wike kept away from public eye, even during the campaigns, right? Could be one of the most dangerous guys that are going to eventually subdue Wike himself. And that just reminded me of the Edo people, Obaseki and Oshiomole. I remember the time, I did. I remember the time that when they were like, Edo is not Lagos, Benin is not Lagos, Edo is not Lagos, and all of that stuff. A lot of you enjoyed that Oshiomole must be put in his place. But what did Obaseki reward the Edo people with after defeating Godfather? What did he reward the Edo people with? Development? Or what? You can be the judge. Same thing is playing out in Rivers State as we speak. The cost is even higher in Rivers State. Let's start from when they decided to demolish the State House of Assembly, just to make sure that at least if the State House of Assembly is under construction, you can't say you want to sit down there and make anything or impeach anybody. We are coming back to that. Let's go into that complex.
Demolition. Are you rolling?
Nigeria politicians, if they are not looting, they will be burning the government properties. If they are not burning government properties, they will be demolishing the same publicly built infrastructures, including people's homes. It is just their own trademarks, Abi. But you and I know. Let us leave all sentiments now. Okay? I mean, you can enjoy that dopamine that is being pumped into your brain, that's making you feel good. That yes, show Wike. Is that, do you think that house, that building could not be remedied without demolishing it? If there is no political wahala between them, do you think, would you approve the demolition of that building? Now, that is the cost, the beginning of the cost of their fight. I mean, sorry, part of the cost of their greedy fight, that is not going to benefit anybody. Nobody in Rivers State is going to benefit. But again, Mayegun will have it here in the diary, so that in years to come, you will come back to this clip and be like, how did you know? Because the obvious is there. A lot of you will rather follow that, what do you call the feeling of yes, or the Bojuwike Jebo. Does that even make any sense? Here is the other part of it. Let me now show you.
Oh, are you a policeman?
So someone said that quantity surveyors, okay, they kind of gave an advice that the building is no longer tenable for people's occupation and all that after the burning or the bombing of the complex. So it was eventually going to be demolished. That is the argument. But can you roll the tape back a bit? Let's roll the tape back a bit. And then let's get back to that time where they made the move of impeaching Fubara from the Blues. And then afterward, we heard that the House of Assembly complex was on fire. Then afterward, they were still kind of in the complex. Some are a part of it. Okay, and the bond part, which is not actually the whole complex itself, right? Now, let's say they agreed is going to cost the people of Rivers State their selfishness, well, their corruption too. You can say it is power play. No, it's, the bottom line is pretty much about greed. So if there was none of that, Rivers State people, they will not have to foot a bill for a new House of Assembly complex. Think about that. Now, one day, they are going to put up a budget proposal that they need to rebuild the part of the House of Assembly that got bombed and demolished in 2023. And it's going to cost you, a new State House of Assembly will cost you 75 billion naira. 100 billion naira. In fact, you know the drill. So at the end of the day, that 100 billion naira that could go into, that could be invested in clean, safe, drinking water in the whole of River State. We no longer go into that. That 100 billion that could go into healthcare, I mean, make a serious impact in healthcare, make a serious impact in education, even construction and other stuff, right? That we now have to go into rebuilding the public building that these guys burnt down just to try and save themselves from each other's armors and all that. Abi? Now let's go to the next part where this guy was explaining, well, I think he has an explanation. This is their commissioner for information or something.
After the fire incident that took place on the 29th, arising from the visit of His Excellency, I was on that trip, and we got there to assess the extent of damage. But beyond that, His Excellency also commissioned consultants who went into the structure and came up with an advice that it was no longer habitable and not very conducive for business. On the strength of that advice, the government had decided to demolish that structure and also provide a befitting place for members of parliament to transact their business.
Can you confirm that what will commence to put the place in order after now?
Well, the rapidity at which we commence today will tell you that we're prepared to do it. And within record time, I'm sure that place will be fit for legislative business.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So that's their commissioner for information or commissioner of information or something. So the fight between Fubara, or the disagreement between Fubara and his godfather, Wike, I hope you are writing down the costs, because that is what I am interested in. After you enjoy, the feeling, the vibes, I am more interested in the costs, because that is the one, right? That really affects those within that geographical space. Remember that. And it's almost the same everywhere. The same. Right? So the new speaker, the acting speaker, Denny, I don't know what to call him, but speaker of the 6 loyal members to Fubara, therefore declared the seat of all the 26 other members vacant while waiting for Fubara to present the 2024 budget. Now, declaring their seat vacant, here is the position of the Fubara's speaker. Remember, Wike and his gang, they haven't responded yet. So which means tomorrow is another day. But for today, the declaration of the seats of those who are loyal to Wike vacant by those who are loyal to Fubara, okay, before the presentation here.
Any motion by the honorable member and the debate by the members of the Assembly on the motion to declare the seat of 25 affected members of the Legislative Assembly vacant. This House received correspondence, notices, and communications, including letters from 25 members of the Legislative Assembly for their formal defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress. And we have also confirmed this visually, videos that were posted via media houses, including social media. We are aware that it is the rights members and every Nigerian to that freedom of association. While we respect that constitutional right, we're also mindful as the Legislative Assembly of our allegiance to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, and our oath of office to defend the Constitution, which is the ground of the country and the authority from which every other law derives its power. Therefore, as a legislative assembly with leadership, I'm aware that the actions of these honorable members, colleagues of the House, who have been on suspension, is a gross violation of the Constitution, which provides that a member of the State House of Assembly shall only defect to another party other than the party on whose platform they were elected to the House, where there is a division or crisis in the parent party. We are aware that there is no division or crisis in our great party, the People's Democratic Party, and therefore the provision of Section 109, Sub 1, Paragraph G of the Constitution, Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, attracts a vacation of the seats of these rebel members of the House. Distinguished colleagues, you are aware that from the national leadership of the People's Democratic Party, there is no crisis, there is no division, as we have only one national chairman, one national working committee, one national executive committee, one board of trustees. And in Rivers State, we have one state executive committee, state working committee led by the Honorable Aaron Chukwemeka as chairman, acting chairman. We also have 23 party chairmen and the executive, 319 ward chairmen and the executive. So clearly, there is no crisis in the People's Democratic Party. Consequently, distinguished colleagues, the House having deliberated formally on the motion before it in line with our standing order and the Constitution of 1999 of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, I hereby declare the seats of the following honorable members of the Rivers State House of Assembly vacant. 1. Honorable Queen Tony Williams, Aoda East Constituency 1. 2. Honorable John Dominic Derima, Abua Urua State Constituency. Honorable Major Jack, Akutoro Constituency 1. Honorable Lulu Azaya Okwende, Akutoro Constituency 2. Honorable Office Kaban, Andoni State Constituency. Honorable Tekena Wellington Granville, Asari Constituency 1. Honorable Enemy Alabo George, Asari Constituency 2. Honorable Peter Abi, Decamped State Constituency. Honorable Igwe Afoji, Eleme State Constituency. Honorable Justina Meji, Emmerwa State Constituency. Honorable Ignatius Onga, Eche Constituency 1. Honorable Chimeze Wanko, Eche Constituency 2. Honorable Jumle Mao, Bukana State Constituency. Honorable Prince Chiyeche, Igwere State Constituency. Honorable Barle Wako, Kana Constituency 1. Honorable Martin Chike Amewu, Obiako Constituency 1. Honorable Emilia Loki Amadi, Obiako Constituency 2. Honorable Uchenna Franklin Wabochi, Oba Ebemandoni Constituency 1. Honorable Kejita Ezekwe, Oba Ebimandomi Constituency 2, Honorable Davis Arnold, Ogolo State Constituency, Honorable Silvanus Wanko, Omoma State Constituency, Honorable Gerard Afodi, Oyibo State Constituency, Honorable Solomon Wabi, Port Harcourt Constituency 1, Honorable Mbabena Barry Damu, Tai State Constituency, Honorable Azeru Opara, Port Harcourt Constituency 3. Distinguished colleagues, the House will duly inform the Independent National Electoral Commission of the vacancies in the Rivers House Assembly and the need to conduct fresh elections to fill the above vacancies within the time frame provided by law. The House, as it stands now, is currently left with 6 legitimate and constitutionally recognized members. And in line with the provision of the 1999 Constitution, precisely section 102, the House will effectively continue to discharge its responsibility of legislation, representation, and oversight, notwithstanding vacancies in the membership of the House. Distinguished colleagues,
Yay! Mogbe! So that was the new speaker reading out and all of that stuff and giving reasons why they have to declare their seats vacant. But you see the people they declare the honorable that their or dishonorable men that their seats were declared vacant. They were with their Lord and Savior in Abuja.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to
The more you look, the less you see.
So we're going to go back to that same River State where Fubara presented the 2024 budget to the House of Assembly members who were ready for business, not for partying or joining war between two business associates, career criminals. So let's go back in there where he made that presentation. There's another part tonight anyway. You would not want to miss that. Asari Dokubo is angry. He just came out now to say Ijaw people told him that Tinubu's government is the worst government. And on this River State Wahala, Ijaw people are angry. They are angry with Tinubu. But we'll come back to that one. Don't go anywhere. Mind you, do you know that? Let me tell you something, guys, in case if you don't know, and it's so important, okay? Do you know that we are just 80 subscribers to clock 90,000 subscribers on YouTube? Now, if you have been those who just kind of always search for me, search for my glow is life, you join. This might be the one valuable time that you should indeed subscribe now. I am thinking if it is possible for us to actually hit that 90,000 tonight. If you are watching me on Facebook, listen to me. Facebook has reduced my reach by over 90%. Barely those of you who came across my clip or my video or my broadcast on Facebook, you came across them by accident. No notification, no nothing, Abi. Go on to my YouTube and subscribe there. You would never miss anything. Now let's go see the presentation, guys.
State. I, Fubara, GS, on behalf of the same vein, we will recognize the electoral.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the 2024 budget, Christian budget of renewed hope, consolidation, and continuity is based on the following assumption. Oil price benchmark at $70 per barrel, oil production rate at 1.5 million barrels per day, exchange rate at 750 naira per US dollar as projected by the federal government. The 2024 budget size. The total projected revenue for River State for the year 2024 fiscal year is 800 billion 392 million 485,433 naira 1 kobo. This is constituted as follows. The current expenditure 361 billion 998 million 242,570 naira 85 kobo. Capital expenditure 410 billion 266 million 485,090 naira 64 kobo, totaling 800 billion 392 million 485,433 naira 1 kobo.
I mean, it seems that, he had this, I don't know, like this shaky voice as well. Like you could tell there is fire on the mountain, but he's just trying to get a hold of the situation, take control. He succeeded in bringing the House of Assembly guys to the government house. So yeah, they are so close to him. And a few hours after that, they approved the budget for him. No question asked, no time to waste because there is war. They need to go and get themselves ready to fight. And that is with Wike. This is where Alhaji Asari comes in. Surprisingly, you remember when Alhaji Asari was the guest of Tinubu inside the Asshole Rock. And Alhaji Asari came out and he said, anybody with them born well to mobilize against the judiciary, asking all eyes on judiciary. Alhaji Asari was mobilizing his own young and old from the creek, he said, to Abuja. They would defend Tinubu with everything. Then he started changing voice little by little by saying that some people have hijacked Tinubu's government. Tinubu need to quickly do something. The contract he expected from, because everybody get their own problem. Oh, let me tell you something. Because sometimes when you want to understand Nigeria political madness, there are those who want to tell you what you want to hear. Do you understand? Why they are hiding their own, their own frustration, that they didn't have access to that cookie jar. So, because you are already angry, all these politicians, then they will say, oh, Tinubu's government is a government that has been so corrupt. Confessor Shoyinka, I say, hey, wonder shall never end. Oh, Confessor just condemned Tinubu's government. No, don't get carried away. Some of them does this just to get the attention of the people in government, so that sometimes they will raise alarm. Everyone follow. Where's Tinubu? Tinubu is not picking the call. Buhari is not picking the call. You will think the heaven that they are claiming that is about to fall is because they care for the people that are going to perish when the heaven fall. No, they don't care. They just wanted all these criminals to call them and say, stop shouting. Okay, come here. Open your mouth. You get that? So Asari belonged to that. And it seems to be working for him. Until now, probably he never believed. Because he never believed that it would take this long for Tinubu to compensate him. Nobody. See, if you are from the Niger Delta part of Nigeria, and you are familiar with the games of all these militant and former militants, all this nonsense and all that, yeah? You can easily tell that it is the security job, they call it security job, contracts. The most lucrative of them is the one from the federal government to protect the pipelines. Nigeria multi-billion-dollar pipeline investments that crosses the Niger Delta, taking their crude oil to God knows where. That is the most lucrative. And the person controlling that, the largest chunk of it is Tompolo. Asari hasn't been lucky, except for the amnesty money that is chopping. Because some of you may not know. The Asari's, what do you call it? Asari's feeding bottle on the decaying and depleting Nigeria is that of the amnesty money. Okay, at least every year, a group of people like Asari and others, they still get to take nearly 20 billion naira from Nigeria's money. Maybe you don't know. Yeah, and that's what those guys are now clamoring for the Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram terrorists up north. That if people like Asari and some God knows how many faceless people that are collecting the money, right? So if they could be collecting free money from these years, that the Fulani terrorists, the Boko Haram terrorists, they must be collecting money too. So the likes of Asari, they are making like regular, but it's not good money. Sure, you get. It's like saying, oh, Asari and his team, they will give them 100 million every month. Oh, Asari and his team, they get 150 million. Other people are getting 200 million. Others, like that. That's how they pay them every month. There are those they send to school. I don't know if you know that, do you? All right. So even under Buhari, under Buhari, as much as Asari was screaming, shouting, and all of that stuff, they were paying him. He was making his money. Yeah, he was. But when Tinubu's opportunity came, Asari thought it would have more leverage. Tompolo no they come out from the creek. Tompolo no they come out inside this creek there. He knows he's a warlord. He's what do you call anytime the same people giving him these billions, they can hunt him down and kill him. So it's not like Asari. So Asari put everything into this Tinubu stuff, hoping that the table will turn. That contract for Tompolo, 4.5 billion naira every year to protect the pipelines in Niger Delta. Asari wanted that contract, or he wanted it divided into two. How could Tompolo be taking all of that money all to himself? And Buhari just renewed that in April. So if Buhari renewed that contract in April, Tinubu came in May, Asari got invited into the Asshole Rock in June. And Asari came out with the expectation that it's just going to take a few days announcements. And he and his boys, they can take the chunk of that contract in the creek. It's just free money. Do you understand? It's just free money. Some free money like, or some are like, no, it's not free money. If you see Tompolo has fleet of, what do you call it? Ships, boats, parading the water in Niger Delta. That's his contract to protect pipeline, to do all of that. But guess what? The more they are protecting pipeline, the more they are looting. They are stealing the crude oil. You know the story. Abia did 700,000 barrels of crude oil got missing every day in Nigeria for 6 straight years. Anyway, Asari never get the contracts. It be like say no go get them. And suddenly, Asari is saying that Ijaw people are not happy with Tinubu. And on this issue of River State, that with the Wike is causing trouble. Nigeria go blow. If Nigeria is going to blow, it's going to start from River State. Laji. You are funny. Let's go listen to Asari Dokubo, right?
President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. There are a lot of things involved in this River State matter. And as a friend, I am advising you, if you are not careful, River State will become your albatross. Like the ancient mariner. You are going to carry it on your neck. Do you know why? River State have the largest number of Ijaw people. And apart from the Fulanis and the Yorubas to a certain extent, River State people have, the Ijaw people in River State are found everywhere. They are in Gabon, in large number, Equatorial Guinea, Cameroon, Sierra Leone, Liberia. They are all on the coast. And the Ijaw people act like one people. You have seen them in Ondo State. You have seen them in Edo State. You have seen them in Delta. They act as one people. They are like the immigrant Fulanis coming from everywhere. When one Ijaw man is hot, Ijaw people, it is very easy to rally Ijaw people. They are one of the easiest people to rally around to come. You only need to say, Ijaw, Kimemia, Emie. Asawana, and they will come. The ethnic card is already in this game. Ijaw sentiment. You saw Ijaw people in Ondo State. You, as governor, you even saw them in Lagos State. For the sake of one man, you are looking for money to implement your programs for this government to succeed. But for a few people, you are ready to throw this away. Why will any reasonable person decide to provoke Ijaw people? Any reasonable person. Are there no advisors? Are they telling you, like Nehru was sitting while Rome burned? He was drinking and celebrating while Rome burned. I might have differences with sin, but I know his own people. I know them. And I'm telling you, when Alamesa came to make peace with you in Lagos, after the cry, I know Ijaw people. They don't relent. Can you afford that? Because they will come like a tsunami. They don't need anybody. They don't need sin to give them money. They don't need fame. Nobody mobilized them with money in Lagos, in Ondo, in Edo, and in Delta. Nobody. The environment provide them with the money and the resources to carry out the activities without blinking their eyes. You don't want to hear this naked truth. Okay, don't hear it. Don't hear it. Ijaw people are already angry that this is the worst government. This government is against Ijaw people, and you want to add fire to petrol? You want to add petrol to fire? This is the worst government. That's the feeling of the Ijaw people. If nobody is telling you, as a friend, I will tell you, Ijaw people feel this is the worst government for them. This is a nightmare for them. And when we were voting, when we were campaigning for you, a lot of Ijaw people called me, President, you don't know Tinubu? You know everything about Tinubu. Tinubu is your friend. No? We hope it's not going to look the other way. Oh. And I assured everybody, I say, if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible. And today, the people are asking me, are you still on that if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible? River State is the litmus test. If there is going to be any fire, it will start in River State. I cannot stop them. I, as an individual, I cannot stop them. I cannot even stand on their way because they will shove me aside. Let me tell you, nobody, if anybody is giving you assurance that he can stand in the gap between you and the Ijaw people, when the Ijaw people feel that your government is against them, then that person is your worst enemy. Because Ijaw people will crush him. Whoever he is, whether it's an Ijaw man or not, Ijaw people will crush him. The earlier you call your minister and the governor to Abuja again to maintain the status quo, the better it will be.
Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi.
Alhaji Asari, we get the message. Ijaw people. Ijaw. No. Did you hear the part where he's telling him to call his ministers? Cut this, cut that. Baba na message in the sendo. The message of our people are angry. And you are letting Wike to also make us angry. Remember, you know that stuff. Alhaji Asari is fighting for what he believes is easier to get than what he was hoping on. Tinubu is not turning up for some reason. You know what I mean? He's not turning up. And Alhaji Asari's patience is sort of wearing out. And if there's anything he can use to hold body, that they are likely going to call him to Abuja and say, Asari, come. Don't worry. Do you still want that contract? Do you still want that contract, pipeline contract? Say, yes. I don't want you to join the Fubara and love that. It's not about Ijaw. The same Asari Dokubo will come out and say, this is not about Ijaw. Abi, is it not the same Asari? When the Fulani terrorists were slaughtering and slaughtering people all over the place. Asari was trying to drag the trophy of who loved Biafra more between him and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to the point that Nnamdi Kanu trusted him so much, right, that he revealed some of what they had as planned for the liberation of Biafra on this Biafran struggle. The same Nnamdi Kanu trusting Asari. I mean, go back now. Internet no dey lie. A lot of you that will see Asari where he's attacking Nnamdi Kanu, calling him different names and all of that. The same Asari was telling everybody that the only way out of Nigeria is Biafra. Until they told him, Kilon Shena Asari, come here. You are allowing that Nnamdi Kanu to deflect, Sabi. You are the, just come here. Let's give you. Then it suddenly turned to Nnamdi Kanu's enemy, number one enemy. Here you get. So the same Asari, can come back tomorrow and tell you, Fubara want to destroy the Ijaw people because of his ungratefulness. Ijaws are grateful people. Fubara is not grateful. They don't pay and be that. But just for the record, the other part. Asari.
Good for you to become president. And if I am unable to tell you the truth, if you are in your government, I have to stake everything for telling you the truth. I have started doing it now. I am staking everything to tell you the truth. It is left for you to hear, but the result you will see.
And there's no truth in your mouth. Let's just stop that game, okay? Let's stop that nonsense. Nnamdi Kanu facilitated some cash transfer to this guy because Nnamdi Kanu thought he is a comrade. Somebody we don't fight the Nigeria government as a militant in Niger Delta. So, and they are ready to reignite the old union, which is the true Biafra, that comprises every part which is today, every part which is the old eastern region of Nigeria, before Nigeria played the politics of a divide and rule and turned them to what they are today. So to somebody like Nnamdi Kanu, this is a comrade that we can use his experience. Indeed, Asari collected money. Indeed, Asari also bragged openly that he facilitated the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. How did he do that? That's why I'm waiting for the release of Nnamdi Kanu so that he can tell all of us what really happened. How he turned overnight to the enemy, number one enemy of Nnamdi Kanu on this issue of Biafra should be studied by a lot of you. So there's no truth in his mouth, but we know it is a coded message to try to remind Tinubu that they can start problem anytime until they get what they want, especially him. Let's complete the part, sorry.
Good for you to become president. And if I am unable to tell you the truth, if you are in your government, I have to stake everything for telling you the truth. I have started doing it now. I am staking everything to tell you the truth. It is left for you to hear, but the result you will see. The Ijaw people feel insulted. They produce over 80% of the resources in Nigeria. And 100% of the resources in Nigeria, the oil and gas, pass through their territory for export to all the terminals. All pipelines pass through Ijaw land. And you look at them, you look at Ijaw people, and you give us one third-class minister. It has never happened. From Gowon to now, it has never happened. And all of us, Some of us have tried as much as we can to see that this thing is changed. No. Every day you remove Ijaw people from the position. Ijaw people consider Buhari government as the worst in the history of the Ijaw nation. But even the people Buhari appointed and left, you are removing them. And putting on each other. The places, the few places Buhari kept them, you are removing them. See. And you think some people are telling you, it's okay, we are going to handle it for you. They are deceiving you. And the easiest way for this fire is in River State. When it starts, you won't get the oil you are looking for. You won't get the revenue you are looking for. They are telling you, mobilize the army to kill Ijaw people. Please do. The people who are advising you, mobilize Ijaw people to come and to mobilize the army people. To come, the military, to come and kill Ijaw people so that you can easily implement the program they have laid out for you. Okay, please do. P2B cannot be private. Forget, I will not support P2B, so go with your P2B. It's gone, it's history. River State will be the easiest. I have no. The first time I shook hand with this thing was at the burial of my king, Asari Cries. I sat there. The governor came to greet me. That was where I was. I have not.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Ah! Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years.
Somebody said playing Asari's video is helping him to share his message. I think I understand your sentiments. Okay. But it doesn't help them. It doesn't help him spread any message. Okay, it just help me, Mayegun, to continue to put to put those who care to know that when you see tongue-quote charlatans like that, and there are many, by the way, that's why I share them all the time. When you see tongue-quote charlatans like that, okay, in their prime, making that noise and that mouth and bragging and the rest. Then at the same time, without, not long after, you are now seeing them, right, wallowing in their own regrets, frustration, rage, anger. And because this is Mayegun's diary political, all it will take you to check these two reactions and all other reactions like that is to see what they said yesterday and what they are saying now. And what they are going to even say again tomorrow when they finally become the victims of their own choices. So that is why it is called Mayegun's diary political. A lot of people were laughing. Did you not see people laughing when he was talking? Because we also saw where he was threatening people for APC, Egbekegbe, for Tinubu. Now we can now also see where he is codedly telling us that they have already been told if they try nonsense, they will bring the military in. Remember, it is the same Asari Dokubo. There was gloating, bluffing, and bragging over the innocent young men and women being killed in eastern Nigeria by the Nigeria military and some of their hired guns. He was doing all of this to what end? It probably was something to make an impression. So if Asari Dokubo is now somehow, he has aired things that will likely lead to him also watching. Not just that he will run away from his house or wherever he lives in Niger Delta, right? It could be fished out. It could be hunted. His houses could be burnt. His family members could be killed. Now, that is him trying to say, listen, he mentioned Nigeria's, God damn it, Nigeria's pipeline. That is a direct threat to Nigeria. Your pipeline passed through our land. Don't try us. Your pipeline passed through Ijaw land. What does that mean? We can tamper with it. We can destroy it and the rest. Then he went on to say, do you think you are just going to bring soldiers, Abi? You bring army to Ijaw land to come and start killing us. Now, what that means is that right in our lifetime, somebody that was gloating over the criminal ethnic cleansing of Igbos in Igbo land, where they deliberately make the insecurity in that part of Nigeria to escalate. Those who are behind it, those who are sponsoring it, those who are, all of that. This guy was gloating over that. Now, with the expectation that probably is, he's safe, he's like, you know what I mean? They are different from the Igbos. So all of them, if you want to kill them, kill all of them. But he didn't know that in Nigeria, now all of us be victims. All they need is just an excuse to kill you. So Asari Dokubo and the rest of them, they are about to understand the difference between 6 and half a dozen. Sure, you understand? Literally, they are about to understand that now. They are about to understand the fact that when you keep a wild animal, when you keep, when you keep a lion or so as a pet, and you begin to feed it, one day you're going to end up in its belly. So Asari Dokubo and the rest of them saying the Ijaw people are already telling him that, hey, you said we should hold you responsible. Man, this one is the worst. So what he is practically saying there is that they can no longer hold. However, they know if they begin to make a move, they will bring soldiers to kill them. I told you, in Nigeria of today, all they need is just an excuse to kill you. They bombed people and they said it's a mistake. Yeah, like they heard that Boko Haram were gathering in a place and they bombed the people and they killed 156 people. And they said it was a mistake. And it's a mistake. When they killed the young people who were demanding for a good government and the end to the notorious SARS, they killed them because they said they were resurrectionists. They want to take over government from Buhari. All they need is just an excuse to kill you. That is what Nigeria is. Fortunately, Asari is about to understand that too. Sure you get. I think I did. If you go and check down my video, when Asari walked out of Old Rock that day, I said, I won't be surprised that Tinubu at some point may actually have to hunt down people like Asari and co. Either kill them, jail them, or exile them. And somehow, Asari is trying to use their social media to pass a coded message to Tinubu that you have forgotten me, and listen to me. If you don't do something soon, we are going to show you that we are Ijaw. And then if you try anything, Nigeria can blow on you. Call your ministers, call your this or that. Baba, calm down. If Nigeria go blow up, it won't be because of you, Asari. I just thought you should know. And it won't be because of the River State political, quagmire. It will be when everyone has come to that conclusion, okay, that this contraption that you never really signed up for, there was never any referendum or article of anything that set up Nigeria that says we the people. Until everybody comes to that conclusion that if you really want Nigeria to still exist, we must have that conversation. We must set up that conditions. And for those who feel like, no, we don't want to be part of it anymore, they have the right to leave and live peacefully. Until all of us get to that conclusion, Abi, let the drama continue, okay? So this is the pile-up of Wike fooling. They call it a peak fooling. the peak fooling of 2022-2023 Nigeria compilation with a wiki, just for your own refreshment. Mind you, I want to say thank you to, okay, you know what? I have actually checked my YouTube, okay? And I have managed to get, I have attracted 10 of you, 10 new subscribers. Thank you on my YouTube, okay? I want to implore you to please take a moment and still go there, all right? Subscribe, set your notification on, you will not miss anything. It's not different from that Facebook, but the difference is that a Facebook intentionally keep 90% of my followers and my subscribers there away from even knowing that I'm live, not even seeing the video at all. So that you can see this. Go on there, okay? With a week, ladies and gentlemen.
I will never leave PDP. I will never disappoint PDP. If I disappoint PDP, I will never have peace in my life. To make a pronouncement. So everybody will have to be careful. You give somebody an umbrella, the next day he defects. EFCC will come. He said, no, let me join them. So EFCC will not be against you. You carry the vote of another party and you join another party. Can you transfer vote? You work hard for somebody to win the election. Tomorrow the person say, no, I have defected. If you are defecting, leave the seat. If you know it is easy. About it. Even when you have spent your 8 years in office, then you continue to pretend to say who becomes who, whatever, in River State. Somebody say me. It may happen in Lagos State, but it will not happen in Rivers. As a governor, I will come and go. I can't stop it. I must come and go. All the came and left. You've never heard of me saying that you will do this, you will not do that. The day my tenure, by the grace of God, ends, I go. That's how God wants it. I am not going to impose anybody on this state. I will not do it. You see what happened in Edo State? You see what happened in Edo State? You see what happened in Anambra State? Even in River State, did not happen. Did not happen. There's nothing you can do. People will change. People will, if there's anybody you want to bring in office that you think will do according to what you want, then you must be joking in your life. Then you're not a student of. When I hear people declaring for APC, saying that they want to continue the good job of Mr. President, the good job of people dying every day, the good job of Naira falling every day, I feel so ashamed that we have gone to the level where sacrificing, people will come and say, look, I want to continue the good job of Buhari. What is the good job of Buhari? Of hunger is a good job. Of poverty is a good job. Of insecurity is a good job. Of the economy falling is a good job. It's such a shameful thing.
Don't mind them, don't mind them. Let me see, don't mind them. Don't mind them, don't mind them. Don't mind them, don't do another way. I said, don't mind them, don't mind them. Don't mind them. I said, don't mind.
That's really wicked. You know, I mean, they should let him have his band. So that everybody will want mad, everybody just mad together, Abi. I don't know, is it just me? I miss with a Wike's band. The ones that always give him that, and I bet you, if nobody said this Fubara Wahala, if I don't bring them to Abuja, and you Abuja people, you would have started learning some new ones, new music, and he go to dance for you, take off his this and that. 70 years old man. 70 years.
70 years old man.
But let's hope that tomorrow, which is going to be another day, by the way. Now let's away from Wike and his own boys and possibly his own gang, trying to fight to stay relevant and stay alive politically. His structure, he said, is being sort of demolished Fubara has sacked everybody, every appointment made by Wike into his government. He sacked all of them. And as it stands, is trying to consolidate that. See how many loyalty he can buy. Some of them sympathy for, wanted to show Wike. People who are like of APC in the state, they have also joined him. The Labour Party governorship candidate in Rivers State has also joined him. Every one of them is trying to come together to fight one emperor, and that is Emperor Wike. We'll leave it at that and go on to the next one. Because, I don't know, this cracks me up. Do you remember this?
I built this country, I employed 13,800 workers. People employing nobody. And nobody asked them their source of wealth. I have 3 factories in Lagos, Nigeria. I have 2 factories in Ota, build manufacturing. I have 3 factories in Abia, manufacturing. And I'm a thief. And people that cannot explain where their source of wealth comes from, they are not thieves. I leave everything in the hands of God. God be the judge.
Thank you very much.
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord.
What
shall I say? Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. And I think that's the song of those who are from Abia State, by the way. You've heard about Alex Otti. Well, he's the only surviving Labour Party governorship, only surviving Labour Party state. And he's projected to be a sort of a replica of what Obi could have been. I mean, how do you manage resources? And how do you direct resources towards critical sectors that could in turn yield to improve the lives of the people directly? Nigeria and Nigerians generally knows that recurrent expenditure, which includes the salaries and all other emoluments that doesn't add any value, is what is usually take the chunk of their budgets in Nigeria. I mean, from state to federal. They always create all those lacunas on how to steal and all of that. So Alex Otti, who, as Abian says, a lot of them are saying it too. Sure you get. They said, in 24 years, as much as a lot of you have so much to say about the failed past, present governments in your different states in Nigeria, do not wish what happened to the people of Abia State in 24 years of this demonstration of grace to happen to you. Do never wish it on your state. They got so bad that Abia State people just exist for existing sake without expecting anything from those they elected. Even though they might be hearing billions, and all of that. It was like that for 24 years that the money ended up in the pocket of private people. PDP, the people destroying people. So this guy came, okay? And the first baptismal of fire was his own expenses on how much money he spends to run the government house. How could he spend nearly 10 billion naira running the government house when everybody's like trying to, So people reacted. They came back. They gave their own reasons, excuses, and all of that stuff. But it's back again this time around. Something different. Something you wish. If he can indeed do that. You can begin to, like Sheyi Makinde of Oyo, well, you can begin to possibly track some level of development in Abia State, something trackable. You can say, oh, they are doing this, oh, it's rubbish. Oh, they are doing that, oh, very good. Like something you can really monitor. So what did he do? He presented his own budget. And in his own budget, he allocated over 80% of the budget to capital expenditure. Capital means building things. Building roads, schools, renovating this or fixing that, and all of that stuff. That's what the capital is. Okay? And according to him, the lack of road infrastructure alone in Abia State has made the state to be losing over 100 and, nearly, he said, over 200 billion, he said, over 200 billion naira yearly just for bad roads alone. That could be some free money that investing in roads could really add to their own cover. So then people started celebrating that, 80%. Oh, wow, that's how much is he allocated for education? 20%. How much is for healthcare? 18%. Oh, 20%. That's, Anyway, why am I telling you all of this? See, I am not always for negative or what have you. I prefer actions than talks. I have lived long enough, okay, with my own experience, from my own experience, that Nigerian politicians do most talking than acting or doing things, okay? However, when you look at those who are talking and you look at what they say they want to do or what they are doing, there are some remnants of reliability, if you can see in them, that you can look afterward, right? And then you can rate them on it and say, okay, well, that's nonsense. It's failed. It's probably, okay, yeah, that's good. Because whatever is going to really be direct, have a direct impact or direct positive impact on the lives of an average person in that place is something I'm glad to actually report on. But it's just that the worst that you see in Nigeria, the criminals scattered all over the place, they are just so much, too much, that it's like searching for a needle in a haystack, trying to look for good thing that they can actually see through genuinely without the other agenda of, Anyway, let's hear from him. Oti himself explaining his own budget. I haven't seen the details of it, but I've seen a fragmentation of it, enough to say, oh, hang on, where are you going to get the money from, by the way? He's presented a budget, as much as he's dedicating 80% of his budget of 2024 to capital, right? Abia State has no money for that budget. In fact, 70% of that money is going to be borrowed. But when you borrow to build, when you borrow, okay, to produce, it simply means you are investing it. Eventually, your investment will pay off and you can pay your debt. And that you have achieved without borrowing will still outlast or outlive even yourself as a government. I mean, you don't borrow to buy cars, borrow to buy boats, borrow to travel and all of that stuff. Borrow to, you know what I mean? Things that don't really add value. So to say, but yeah, planning to borrow over 300 billion naira. That is audacious. They will say that is ambitious. So I have something to track in that next year then.
So our budget today and the way it was presented shows clearly that we are now determined to start afresh, rebuild our state, construct roads, eradicate insecurity, make our state conducive for investments, both local and foreign, to flow into the economy. So all these require a lot of thinking, doing things differently, and ensuring that there is a clear departure from the past. So the budget we have presented is a budget that speaks to all the things we intend to do with the state.
Well, it appears infrastructure has a very large chunk. What can you say about that?
Yes, infrastructure has about 17% of the budget, but it's not the largest. Healthcare has about 20%, and education has about 20% and healthcare 15%. So what we have done with this budget is to ensure that we rein in cost of governance and improve on things that will improve people's welfare. So when you are talking about education, then you are empowering the people to be the best they can be and be available for the kind of jobs that the 21st century offers. So we are looking at every facet of education, not just infrastructure, but the curriculum and the curricula and the quality of teachers and how skilled They are training and retraining them. So infrastructure is also very important, because we believe that if we do not build roads to give our people access and to ensure that movement of goods and services are smooth, then we will not attract the investments that we are looking for. If we do not support industries to spring up, particularly in Aba, that is noted for being both an industrial and commercial center. If we do not ensure that the environment is conducive, then the investment will not come. So it's a deliberate effort that we are making, and we are sure we are getting it right.
Your Excellency, I am much more interested in Aba, and you specifically mentioned it there in the hallowed chambers. Aba, a commercial hub. What is your vision for Aba, drawing investors to Abia State? We always hear made in Aba goods.
Yes, you are very right. Like I reported earlier today, I thank the House of Assembly for speedily passing the bill, which we tabled before them. Is an executive bill, the Aba, Greater Aba Development Agency, GADA. Yesterday, in fact, in the evening yesterday, I signed the bill into law. And what that is supposed to do is, in fulfillment of our campaign promises, that we intend to create a special zone out of Aba. And because we know the potentials, we know that if we fix infrastructure in Aba, we know that if we ensure that the place is clean, if we provide power and water, Aba people hardly need any other thing from government, and they will just run. And they will also provide the necessary revenue with which to develop other parts of the state. So there is virtually nothing that is not made in Aba. It may not be the sophisticated model, it may not be as smooth as the ones coming in from China or from Japan, but they will make them. And like somebody says, you continue to fake it until you make it. So we encourage our people to continue, not just in leather, which they are known for, but also fashion. Most of our tailors, by the time they produce clothes, you'll be wondering where they were produced. And it's Aba. Of course, light manufacturing, the micro, small, and medium-scale industries, all will get a fillip with the budget that we have just presented to the House of Assembly. And I know that it will be passed.
Excellency, a recap of what you said in there and the hopes and expectations of the people of Abia State towards the implementation of the budget 2024, tagged the budget of new beginning.
All right, so the first thing is that we have crafted a budget that will spur business in Abia State. And we sat down over several weeks to ensure that all the building blocks were put together. It is an ambitious budget, like people will say, from about 167 billion to 567 billion. So it's a lot of much more money to spend. But then the reality is that if you factor in inflation at about 30% per annum, if you look at the convergence of the exchange rates from about 750 to over 1,200 that it is today, if you look at the removal of petroleum subsidy, when you factor all those in, you will find that the difference may not be as much or may not be as pronounced. But we believe that this budget will spur business. We believe that it will spur businesses to create jobs, to do all they can do, to push the potentials and the of business in Abia State. And that's what government is about. Most importantly, we also believe that it would help our people in terms of supporting them with welfare, the salaries that have been owed for several months and years, all of them are going to be cleared, and they have been provided for in this budget. So this is a budget that will make a difference in the life of the average Abia man. And we also believe that it's a budget that will also attract Abians in the diaspora and Abians who live outside Abia that we are ready and open for business. And we hope that from next year we will start receiving them and this economy would be jump-started. Thank you.
And from my own state, Ogun State.
Governor, state, chief security officer state, will they arrest anybody? What a man kill a guy. Governor.
Dubious dark on the governor state me. Only arrest anybody. Here you get. Somebody is directly asking all of you in the diaspora, Abians in diaspora, that are watching Mayegun's Diary Politico. And then you are also watching Alex Otti. You are from Abia. As everybody is trying to say, me, Nigeria, what you concern me with Nigeria? My money, no. And you begin to look at Alex Otti. And you begin to admire like, oh, one name. I think I'm going back to Abia. Really? I thought we agreed that until everything is... I'm just saying. But what happened is that Nigeria is looking everywhere, begging for money. These criminals are begging everyone for money all over the world. And at the end of the day, they are giving them ridiculous conditions for those money. Meanwhile, you see all Nigerians who are abroad, we all know that nobody trusts these criminals. I don't trust them. I'm not going to give them my money. Or if it was like starting from your charade elections, you build trust through institutions. When your institutions save the day, you build trust. Nigerians living outside Nigeria alone, they can fund, yearly, they can fund over $100 billion into Nigeria economy regularly with a trust that that huge yearly investment in that country will bring them as well enough return and huge return, prosperity, things that will actually encourage them to want to come back there. But when you have a country where criminals are shielding terrorists, people are left abandoned to their own faith, while these rogues are packing every penny, every money they can find, including the one they can print and leave the country. They turn the country to a shithole. They turn themselves to beggars. And a lot of us are keeping our money away, apart from paying for, I'm sending school fees, I'm sending hospital bill, I'm sending house rent, I'm sending money for provision, allowance. Nobody is making any major investment in that place anymore. And nobody will. The more your system continue to deteriorate, they will continue to beg for money to further make the country worse and worse and worse. And while those who were supposed to be patriotic to Nigeria will never be patriotic to Nigeria. Why should I be patriotic to a place where everything there is just to kill me? It's not possible. Do you know that? And that is why a lot of people would rather that when you are ready, call us. Someone said the reason why the hardship that Nigerians are facing right now, or Nigeria is still going to face economically, the reason why is this high is because the diasporans don't send their money for any major investment anymore. No. Don't get me wrong, people still go there to build also. People still go there to buy this or do that too. But what happened is that it could have been more. It is like you are getting, for example, let's say you are getting $20, from where you could actually get more than $200. Do you know the distance between $20 and $200? So you might feel like, but people are still bringing $20 now, but you could have actually made 200 or even times 1,000 of that, $20,000. You remember that capacity, right? So the more they continue to fail, the more they continue to destroy Nigeria, the more they continue to make us stay away. Don't come, stay where you are. Don't let them kidnap you. Do you know that some people have problem with me? drinking my tea like that. You don't know that sitting down to talk for hours, will kind of dehydrate you. To rehydrate yourself, you need to kind of add some. I would have been drinking water, but I'm not a water person. I'm a tea person. But somebody was like, that's good now. Sit down there, teacup and the wristwatch. Do you understand? But if you are somebody who has who actually speak, do you not know that I need to be filling that my system with water? Or if not, before you know it, I go down turn to with a wiki. So what I am saying to you and everybody is that, can you hear me? Is that what you want, Weary? Who has a problem with me drinking my or sipping my tea? Maybe I'm even doing anyway class. Just saying. You know? So yeah, a lot of us would rather keep our money to ourselves or even put them somewhere else. And Nigeria is suffering for it. But some of you may not understand what that means. You don't. Since I'm not sending the money directly to you. Who you help? Who you help? Now you can see the shambles of economy you are seeing now, right? Don't worry, you will understand even better as time goes by. Because even your thieves, oh, there's something I wanted to say, but I've shown you that before, okay? Now, this is where I'm going to take a short break, okay? Come back and take oh, hang on. Today is Agbeke's birthday. So I'm not going to take calls tonight, okay? So I'm going to go spend some evening and time, you know, for the rest of the night with Agbeke. And to all of you, I'm sorry, I forgot. I just want to get into my routine like, oh, yeah, let's continue and all that. No. So we have to call it a night. Okay, so thank you to every one of you who sort of send your goodwill messages to Agbeke today. Okay, and then to those of you who also spent your evening with me so far, thank you. And to every one of you who eat my call that take me to 90,000 subscribers, and I got 10 of you, 11 of you who have responded. So thank you. If you joined me in the last 1 hour, okay. I appreciate that. Thank you. Right? I don't even know that. What was that? Did you see that? Did that just kind of pop up? I was like doing that, like, thank you. And then boom, it just gave me that splash. So that's for Agbeke. So thanks to every one of you for today, okay? I will see you some other time, okay? And remember, if this is your first time of watching Mayegu and you kind of enjoy this, right? Just like my broadcast, subscribe to my channel as well, all right? I'm on the race to 100,000 subscribers. But first, we need to get to 90,000 first. And to everybody else, everyone else, like the broadcast as you're offering as you leave tonight. Share it as you always do. I will see you some other time. And thank you. And good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary politico. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Máyégún dáyàrí náà ibi nọ́mbà wá. Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Máyégún dáyàrí náà ibi nọ́mbà wá. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. bẹ́ẹ̀ni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.